I am 80 years old. I don't speak fast anymore, so listen slowly. What I am about to tell you is not a success story. It is not motivation. It is a warning written with my life. When I was young, I sold my vast land. Today, that same land is filled with buildings, roads, and people living their lives. What I sold for a small amount would be worth millions now. I am broke today, not because life was unfair, but because I made one decision without understanding time. I will start from the beginning. I grew up in a family that owned land. Not luxury, not rich living, but safety. The kind of safety you don't notice when you have it. As a child, I ran on that land. I played there. I never thought it was special. As a young man, I thought it was useless. It did not give quick money. It did not make noise. It did not impress anyone. It just existed. When you are young, you want speed. You want progress you can see. You want to feel ahead of others. I was the same. People around me talked about business, cash, growth, and freedom. They said land just sits there. They said money should move. They said I was wasting my potential by holding on to old things. So in 1980, I sold it. A vast piece of land that had protected my family for generations. I shook hands. I smiled. I felt proud. I felt modern. I believed I could do better with cash. I believed I was smarter than the past. That money felt powerful. I could hold it, spend it, move it. I tried businesses. I helped people. I lived freely. I never once thought about being 80 years old. Old age felt imaginary, like a story with no date. Years passed quietly. Life didn't collapse in one moment. It slowly leaked, one expense at a time, one mistake at a time, one bad decision at a time. Money leaves faster than you expect, especially when you are young and confident. Then my body changed. My strength faded. My health needed attention. My income became uncertain. That is when fear entered my life for the first time. Not loud fear, silent fear, the kind that sits beside you at night and asks questions you cannot escape. That is when I looked back. The land I sold was no longer land. It was buildings, shops, homes, roads, life, wealth, stability. Other people were earning from what once belonged to my family, and I was counting money before buying food. I am telling you this because young people listen more to pain than advice. So let me turn my pain into lessons for you. The first lesson my life taught me is that assets are slow, and that is why they are powerful. Land does not excite you. Property does not impress you daily. But while you sleep, while you age, while you make mistakes, assets stay. They wait for you. I sold something slow for something fast, and fast always disappears. The second lesson is that cash feels safe, but it is not. Cash gives you confidence, but it gives you no protection. It flows out of your life quietly. Daily needs, emergencies, promises, helping others, small comforts. One day you realize it is gone and nothing is standing behind you. The third lesson is never sell land or property to fix temporary problems. Problems come and go, always. But when you sell an asset, it is permanent. I solve short-term needs by destroying long-term safety. That is a trade you never win. The fourth lesson is that land grows with time, not effort. You do not need to be clever, educated, or constantly involved for land to increase in value. It does its work silently while you live your life. You simply have to wait and allow time to do what it has always done. I believed I could outsmart land with business ideas, speed, and ambition. I thought movement was better than stillness. I was wrong. Time rewards ownership more than intelligence. Land does not argue with your plans or compete with your energy. It only asks for patience. The fifth lesson is that inflation is invisible when you are young and brutal when you are old. In youth, prices seem manageable because your energy is high and your future feels long. You notice small increases but do not feel their weight. As the years pass, those small increases turn into heavy pressure. Money shrinks quietly while costs rise without apology. Land and property rise with inflation, moving upward as everything else becomes more expensive. Cash fights inflation and usually loses. I learned this lesson when it was already too late to act. The sixth lesson is that ownership gives dignity. When you own property, people treat you differently, even if they do not say it aloud. There is an unspoken respect that comes with stability. You feel rooted as if you belong somewhere in the world. When you own nothing, life feels uncertain even if you are surviving day to day. There is a constant sense of being temporary, of standing on ground that is not truly yours. I lived both sides of this reality, and I felt the difference deeply in my bones. The seventh lesson is that old age is expensive, even if you believe you are living simply. Health costs arrive quietly at first, then all at once. Care becomes necessary before you feel ready for it. Stability, rent, medicine, and the constant uncertainty slowly drain what you thought was enough. These are not luxuries. They are basic needs that grow heavier with time. You think you will manage somehow. You think your children will help, that family bonds will replace preparation. Pride tells you that planning for weakness is unnecessary. But pride lies. Assets do not lie. Assets stay silent, solid, and reliable. They support you when your body can no longer support itself. The eighth lesson is never assume you can buy assets back later. Later is a dangerous word that sounds patient and forgiving. It gives you comfort without giving you truth. Later makes you believe time is always on your side, even when it is quietly moving against you. Prices rise while you wait. Opportunities disappear without announcing their exit. Strength fades in ways you do not notice day by day. What feels easy today becomes impossible tomorrow. I believed I could always buy land again. I told myself it was temporary. I was wrong. I never could. The ninth lesson is do not confuse activity with progress. After selling my land, I stayed busy. I was always moving, always planning, always chasing the next idea. My days were full, and I mistook that fullness for success. I thought movement meant growth. But real growth is quiet. It does not rush or demand attention. It happens slowly when you own things that improve over time without your effort. True progress does not exhaust you. It waits for you. The 10th lesson is this. Think like an old person while you are young. Borrow the perspective of weakness before weakness arrives. Imagine yourself slower, tired, less certain, more fragile than you are today. Ask yourself one simple question before selling any asset. Will this protect me when I am weak, tired, sick, and old? If the answer is no, stop. Think again. Think longer. Think deeper than your current comfort. Today, I rent. I depend on others. I calculate every decision. I survive instead of building. My life is measured now, not expanded. I am not angry at life. Life did what life always does. I am disappointed in my younger self. Regret is heavier than poverty. Poverty limits your body. Regret follows your mind everywhere you go. If you own land, property, or any real asset, respect it. Understand what it represents beyond money. Improve it if you can. Use it wisely. Let it mature alongside you. But do not sell it lightly. Do not sell it for excitement or noise. Do not sell it because someone promises fast money. Do not sell it because you feel bored. Boredom is temporary. Loss is permanent. Later comes faster than you think. It arrives before you are ready, before you feel old, before you believe the story is ending. My story cannot be changed, but yours can. If you are young and listening to an 80-year-old man who has nothing left but truth, then hold on to what truly holds you. That is all I have left to give.